Welcome friends, I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I'd like to show you this card today. It's based on a sketch over at Craft Project Central, and this card is a tall, skinny card. It's 3 inches wide, and the inspiration card is 6 inches tall, so it's cut from a 12 by 12 cardstock. But I made it with my Getting Started Challenge supplies, so I was limited by the 11-inch cardstock. So my card is 3 inches wide, cut from 11 inches long, scored at 5.5. So my card is 3 by 5.5. I did not write up my directions for this card, but I do give you the dimensions as I show you how to make this card. So you can always come back and watch it again and take notes. I found a piece of designer series paper from the Moonlight paper stack, and I cut it just 1/4 of an inch smaller. So this is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And if you're going to use the 3 inch wide by 12, you'll cut this piece at 2 3/4 by 5 3/4 to get the nice border on it. I found a tag from the embellishments from the Tag-A-Bag accessory kit, and this is this tag that you get with the set. It's one of the larger tags, and I cut a piece of cardstock that's 1/4 of an inch narrower. This is 2 inches wide. I want to actually, let me do it this way. I want to center this card side by side, but twice as much at the top, so that I can cut my bottom to be exactly the same. Now you could draw a line with a pencil or something if you want, but I'm living wild and crazy. You could also lightly stick this together, or even clip them with the clips in the embellishment kit, but I just snipped it freehand. And now I'm going to slide that up, and so it's nice and even all the way around. From Something to Say, I'm picking You've Got Courage, You've Got Strength, You've Got Me, and I'm going to stamp that with my basic black marker from our Getting Started. I am going to use my Hello Honey marker also, so I got that out while I was at it. Just inking this stamp up with the side of the marker, making sure I get all the letters. And I want to put it fairly high up. And you'll have a scrap of Whisper White cardstock. We're going to stamp the star from Something to Say in that Hello Honey. And I want to put it pretty much in the middle, because we're going to turn this little star into a larger image by snipping around. And again, I'm living wild and crazy here, but I'm cutting about, how far is that? It's more than less than 1/4 of an inch, but more than 1/8 of an inch. I'm snipping about that far from each point of the star. And it gets amazingly large by giving that much space. And this is white on Hello Honey, so I want to give it a little extra oomph to stand out. So I'm going to just take the edge of the marker and just draw the faintest border on this star just by running the edge of my marker along. I don't want to get as much as you would get from sponging it. But that little bit of line will help it stand out a lot. I'm just going to put my Hello Honey Designer Series paper down on the front of the card. And that liquid glue gives me a little bit of wiggle room here, but you could use any adhesive. Go ahead and glue the tag, the white tag, to the one from the Tag-A-Bag kit. And I'm going to use some of the fairly thick baker's twine that came with that set. I put it on a piece of cardboard so that it fit in my box better. And I'm tying this in a square knot, right over left, left over right. And I'm going to move that knot to the left side of my tag. Trim it down. If you use a square knot, right over left, left over right, you will get a nice even knot, and I can leave, because you're using the same end to do all your tying, you can actually leave it attached to the spool and save yourself a little bit of ribbon or cord. I'm going to pop my star up with one of the dimensionals from the Tag-A-Bag kit. Let's see, which side do I? So the dimensional is going over the cord, and I think I want to slide that cord up right under that dimensional, but I'm covering up that corner. And now that I've got that cord around there, I think I'm going to pop this whole thing up with dimensionals while I'm at it. That cord is thick, and this is kind of going to even that up a little bit. You've got courage. You've got strength, you've got me, and we'll put you've got me on the inside of this card. And I think I'm going to put another little star inside. And you can put it into a regular envelope that you fold and seal up. But you can also cut down this envelope. And so if you score it at 3 1/4 inches and trim it down the side to your score line. I drew a line at 3/4 of an inch from my score line. I'm just going to cut a diagonal line and straight on that line, and a diagonal up here. And if you want it to match, just fold it. And then cut at the original fold. And this will make an envelope that will fit your card perfectly. For more information, though, and more ideas, come on over to my website at bevadams.com. Thank you for stopping by.